Alright gents, welcome to another raid video. Big shout out to Rad on this one in my clan. He was the one who introduced me to Shamael, Inquisitor dude. I think that's how you say it, Shamael. And yeah, you can pretty much one-shot anyone in this game just now. Platinum Arena, anywhere. He's unbelievably strong. And what I did is I've kind of taken a spin off Manibal's old Royal Huntsman team. I watched that video ages ago, and it was a pretty cool team. But it's a slightly different spin on it. It's using the same kind of idea, but instead of waiting on the Kymar to reset the two Royal Huntsmans to go again, I've kind of made a fast Kymar. I'll explain when we go into Arena. It'll be easier to show you what I mean. But the idea behind this is that the Inquisitor shouldn't ever get hit. They should just be able to one-shot everyone, clear the team, and that's the end. So let's quickly look at the reason why he's so good. It's this A2. It hits 3 times, it ignores 25% of defense on the base stats, but then it ignores another 25% for each buff on this champion, which yeah, makes him pretty damn strong. Let's just take him into Arena and I'll show you. That's the easiest way to do it. Right, here we go. We're in Platinum still. I've just left this overnight, so we've dropped down a bit. I'm down at 66 just now, so still pretty high up, but still some great teams in here. This is some of the top players. So this team's specifically designed to take down sort of tanky teams. It's not to play against speed teams. I've got another team that's pretty good for that. I'll link it above just now. But this one's designed to take down stuff like this. So if you look at this team here, 350k power. Yeah, that's pretty strong. So she's got damage mitigation. He's got shields. So yeah, this should be a pretty good showcase. So this is the team here. I'll just go in. We'll show you what it does, and then I'll explain how it works. So my Duchess is pretty fast, so she goes up, puts block debuffs up, but the main reason is to get all these buffs on. So they've each got 4 buffs right now. I'm going to strip all these, put them to sleep, and then it comes round. So at the moment this guy's got 4 buffs on, so he's going to ignore 100% of defense and an extra buff just in case. So let's take down Siffy first. Easy, one shot. And then the next one I'll probably take down, because she's awake, these two are still sleeping. Take down her, and then can just single target with the Duchess, reset with Kymar, boost her meter, and then take him down. Didn't even take more than one shot. And there we go. That's how easy it is. Perhaps that wasn't actually the toughest team. I think that was just quite high resistance. Let's see if we can find a more tanky team with like shields on, and it kind of lets you see a bit better what's going on. Right, here we've got another one. This guy here, this Lydia, stuff like that. That's a pretty tanky team. It's got Duchess in it as well, 359k power. Let's try this one and see if we can get more of a fight out of it. So Duchess still goes first, block debuffs up. And the secret with this team is using a fast Kymar with crazy high accuracy. So I know in Manibal's video what he did is use the Royal Huntsmans, their A3s, then reset with Kymar, then came back round. But the problem with that, I think, is that usually the Inquisitors or the Royal Huntsman are going to take some damage. So I think he ran Kymar in like a shield set. But what I'm trying to do here is just to make sure they don't actually get hit at all. So if I sleep, I mean, there's usually a couple that get resisted, but as you can see there, she went to sleep, he went to sleep, but these two stayed alive. So that means what we want to do is kill these two first, and then I should be able to reset before these two are able to take a turn again. Now here, this one, I think she gives, I can never remember her name, Warcaller or something. I think she gives like 30% damage mitigation. So if I just tank her first, that means that damage is gone, damage mitigation is gone. And then Duchess with the shield, look how easy she went down. You can hit Krisk once, then reset with Kymar, and as you can see, I'm background and I've still got 4, well I've actually got 5 buffs on each one. So it's really easy to one-shot Krisk. Put more buffs up here, and then Lydia goes down easy. So that is how insanely strong this team is at taking down tanks. Right, here we go. Here's another team. This looks pretty tough, and this guy's got Tormund in it as well. And the beauty of this setup here is that because we've got Duchess in, we don't really have to worry about Tormund. Duchess is our fastest, and we've also got the speed lead coming from Kymar, so we're getting 30% increase there. So it is a fairly fast team, considering it doesn't have a turn meter increase off the bat. But this is a pretty tanky team here. Let's see how this does. So no shield set again. This should be pretty easy. The only thing you really have to watch for is Swift Parry. Swift Parry is a bit of a nightmare. So his Valkyrie cut in there, which isn't really a problem, because Kymar can just come and do that. Didn't actually strip the Raglan there, unfortunately, but that's fine. So what we want to look here, Raglan and Duchess are the only two revivers, so we want to take them down first. So Duchess has got the most turn meter, so let's blast her out, and oh, swift parry. So that is one of the things that is a bit annoying, but it's no problem at all. He does actually have this ability on his A1 where he can actually remove a random buff on the target by one turn, but you do need pretty high accuracy for that, so it doesn't work a lot of the time, but it's something that can remove that thing if it needs to. But what we'll do here is we'll just use this other one to kill Tormund, because he's going to bring up anyway, and at least that gets rid of his revive. It put a true fear down there as well. That's another good thing about that ability. If you do kill an enemy, it puts a true fear on other champions, so suddenly Valkyrie's going to struggle to get a turn. I'm going to reset here. And now what I'm going to do is just use my A1 to kill Duchess. She actually took her turn even though she was feared. He's been revived. Now I can kill Duchess properly. And then start working on taking this Raglan down. Put up some more debuffs. Put up some more buffs even. So this is the problem with Swift Parry. This is where this team becomes a little bit slower. But it's still going to kill them. We will win this fight. It's just going to be a matter of doing it. So shields on here. Watch how much damage. Easy. Doesn't even take the third shot to kill it. And again, put True Fear on the Valkyrie. So her resistance must be fairly low. Let's one shot here. Remove all those buffs. We'll just take a shot. Even his A1 does quite a bit of damage, as you can see. So Valkyrie's nearly dead now. And now we can just do this. Easy. So it does win the game. That was a little bit more long-winded, but that was just the unfortunate Swift Parry proc. But Swift Parry's a nightmare just now. I wish they would nerf it or do something to it, because it's just RNG. Because a lot of the time that won't trip, and then I'd won that really fast. But it pretty much wins all these games, even if the Swift Parry does proc, because you're just going to be able to boost around with Kymar, and Duchess is going to be putting loads of damage mitigation out. She can revive if you need to. So here's another team that seems to be getting used a lot just now. This girl here and the Mortu guy, this is quite a common one. So another kind of tanky based team, so we'll try this one. Again, Duchess goes first. These guys have got big shield set on. Look at the size of the shield set. So this is actually a really good one to showcase. So let's remove. Yep, she's always got the crazy high resist. And what we'll actually do is we'll use the first one to kill her, I think, because she's got the shield on. So watch how much damage she takes. Straight through that shield, no problem. It's crazy. And Chris, everyone knows how strong he is, so watch this. Dead. I think that only took 2 shots there. Lydia, and then reset. She got her A2 off, but it's fine, so we'll hit Mortu next. They've both got strengthen on, it doesn't matter, because they're just not going to be able to survive. Right, there is a way this team can actually take down hegemon teams. Let's go ahead and try this one here. So what I've done here is I've actually gotten rid of Kymar, and we've just put in Skytouch Shaman, moved Duchess into lead, and that gives us a remove debuffs, because I think this will be a CC hedgy. So it doesn't work all the time, this. I wouldn't recommend using this against hedgy teams too much, but it can work. Let's have a wee look. So does its thing. Let's remove all these debuffs. I'm speed tuned so that she always goes first, so then I can do this. Block debuffs is up, and then it should be fairly easy now. So I'm probably going to take down Trunda is a problem, so let's take it Trunda first. Managed to get True Fear up. Let's take down Krisk next. True Fear is up again. That's fine. The only issue with this now is we have to cycle back to our next abilities, but we do actually, as you can see, have Relentless on one of these Inquisitors, which I didn't say before, so Relentless is pretty strong. There we go, it procced. Relentless proc, so that means we've got an already round without having to use Kymar's ability. And now it's just a case of finishing this guy off when we can. Hopefully we can get... Well, we don't have any buffs up, so there's no point in using his A2 just now, so we just use his A1, which hits reasonably hard. There we go, we've got some buffs up now, and then we can do this. There we go. So you can actually... Oh yeah, I forgot. I'd not even killed the Tormund the first time yet. There we go. So you can fight Hegemon teams with this. It's not ideal, but it definitely can be done using that method. But it's definitely more for against huge, big sort of tanky teams. That's what this is designed for. So what is the gear for this build? The beauty of this is it's actually not that gear intensive. I don't have these guys built up that strong, to be honest, and they still do a ton of damage. So this is kind of second, well, it's good gear, but it's slightly second rate gear to what my main champions are in. But the good thing is you don't have to run him in a Savage set because he ignores all the defense anyway. So I was able to give him a good mix of speed and a divine crit rate actually. So the stats he's coming in, it's just under 4k attack, 291 crit damage and 100% crit rate basically. You want him to be reasonable speed, sort of 220, 230 plus is ideal. I'd like to get this attack quite a bit higher if I can. I'll just get some better pieces on it, but as you can see, he's killing them anyway. Defense and health, if you can get any, it's fine, but really all you're looking for is good attack and crit damage, 100% crit rate, and speed. If you could get a ton of accuracy on him as well, you would have like god tier gear, but it would be awesome because then you could put a bunch of fears down when you kill things, but I just don't have the gear just now to do that, so this is what I'm using them in. And my second guy is actually running in Relentless, just in case I fight against Hegemon teams, so I can cycle through my stuff faster. It's also pretty useful that you just get a second go every so often. And his stats are 4.2k attack, 100% crit rate, and 270 crit damage. Slightly better defense in this one, but slightly slower. So you'll just be looking for stuff like obviously attack on the chest piece, crit damage in the gauntlets. It's not that great gear I've got on these guys, to be honest. But that is the beauty of it. Like, you don't need insane gear to make these guys one-shot anyone in arena. The other two champs that you do need is, I've got two, that's not the right Duchess. This Duchess here is what you need, so she's not even leveled up or anything. I just stuck her in my kind of random speed gear that I'm not using. So I could get her way, way faster than this. But at the moment she's running at like 293 speed. Decent survivability, some good resistance in there is handy. But really you just need her to go first before Kymar, so you can put up the block debuffs, then Kymar can start doing his thing. But in fact, you don't technically need her to go before Kymar, but just in case someone counterattacks when he does his A2, it's quite handy to have the block debuffs and everything up already, so it's more useful having her go first if you can. So that's her stats. The only champion in this team that's gear intensive, I would say, is this guy here, which is Kymar. So he needs to be fast and have really high accuracy, which is quite difficult to do. So he's 572 accuracy on this guy. I could get that higher, 291 speed, and he's actually pretty decent stats. He's about 55k HP, 2.7k defense, so he is a good champion. This is a good build. But if I can get it up to 600 plus, I think that'll be spot on for what I need for this build, which is totally doable when I finally get some 6-star accuracy glyphs. But yeah, apart from Kymar, it's not that gear intensive, and I would imagine if you had a bunch of solid crit damage gear with some good speed rolls in it, you could beast this guy's damage. So here's his masteries as well. What I'll do is I'll just remove my camera from it, and as you can see, you don't need to go down Hill Smasher, which is pretty good. So because he's ignoring all the defense anyway, there's no point in ignoring any more. You're not going to get any benefit. Plus it's 50-50, so you might as well just go straight to execution and get another 20% crit damage. And obviously we've got Shield Breaker in there, Ruthless Ambush you need. I've got Opportunist because he will be attacking people that are under sleep debuffs from Kymar, so that's another 12%, which is huge. You get increase off here, you'll get an increase off that. Yeah, it's just pretty nuts. So that's all the damage build you'll need. Then you potentially, you could just go down Defense Tree. But what I did is I went for a little bit of accuracy and Lore of Steel, because what I wanted to do is get the maximum amount of speed out of my gear plus a little bit of accuracy so that I can occasionally land fear on it's usually like the damage dealing champions that have got less resistance. So hopefully you can put fear on them, and it means like a problem Candrathon or something doesn't come round and AoE your whole team, then kill your Duchess. So that was the goal behind that. I'm pretty sure the other Inquisitor is the exact same Masteries. Yep, both exactly the same. So yeah, that's the build, guys. What I want to do is name this team, but I don't know what to call it. So if you want to leave in the comments below what you think this team should be called, that would be pretty cool. And yeah, in terms of using it in Platinum Arena, it's not crazy like gear and champion intensive. I mean, I know Void epics are hard to get for most people, but if you're like end game, chances are you're going to have pulled a few of these guys. So build up to them. They're so much fun. You can take down these annoying tanky teams that have just proven pretty difficult for people in the past. And yeah, that's how you do it, guys. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe as usual. And yeah, I'll catch you in another video, guys. Peace.